Going?
Hope we don't have any audio issues.
Yeah, no, I think we'll be good. All right, coach. Saturday's game, you're down by a lot, make the great comeback, lose by a couple points. What's been the vibe of practice since you guys got back, from a loss, but such great fight over those last 2 or 3 minutes of the game?
Well, first thing is, we hadn't played for 2 weeks and going into Thursday night's game, which was a huge game. Both of those games, huge games, both great implications for postseason play. So really proud of our group on Thursday. You could tell we hadn't played for 2 weeks, but with that being said, I thought our competitive level and our execution was not bad. I thought we did a really good job of putting ourselves in a position to win the game. And then on Saturday's game, we started poorly. We built ourselves a hole, dug ourselves a hole. And so, what you do is you start chasing the scoreboard. And that's the worst thing you can do. And so it took until halftime for us to kind of regroup and understand that this is going to be a possession by possession battle. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. I give our guys a ton of credit. They came in the second half and they battled possession by possession. And, with, I think, about 28, 30 seconds to go in the game, it's a 68-66 game. So, in the big picture, coming back from a road trip against two quality teams such as St. Ed's and St. Mary's are, and split that road trip was really good. Certainly, we would like to have won both games.
Going back to Thursday, Justin is someone we haven't talked about before. Just coming off the bench, 14-7. Just how big is that to have someone that you can rely on to come off and give you some good minutes?
Well, somebody made a comment. Where did Justice? Where did he come from all of a sudden? But it's not been anything. It's all of a sudden. It's a process. It's the work he's put in, the improvements he's made, how well he has practiced, particularly over the last month and a half. He comes every day and puts hard work in. And, that's the first thing to being rewarded for opportunities to play. And then the second part of that is when you get that opportunity to perform. And he's been doing really well, coming in and off the bench and giving our team a spark on both ends of the floor. Certainly on Thursday night, Justice played extremely well. The kind of play that we've always known that he's capable of doing. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that as we move along.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this. We're in the thick of things in conference play, and you guys haven't had a home game. And I think we're about a month's time just to get these two games at home. Just how exciting is that to sleep in your own bed and on the night before game day?
It's big time exciting to have a chance to play here at home. This is a huge weekend for us, again, with tremendous implications for postseason play. Thursday night is huge. Saturday is huge because it's our senior day, and we've got three seniors that have been of great importance to the development of our program and building a foundation. So we want to do a great job of representing those three guys and send them out with a victory, hopefully. Jacob, all we've done is talk about positioning. Seems like for the last month, it's been positioning. Now, by a quirk of the schedule and a couple of weather situations, we haven't played at home in a month. But with that being said, our team has won 4 of their last 6 games, 3 of those 5 being on the road against teams that are right there in the mix with us or above us. So our team, by virtue of that success and all we've talked about in regards to positioning, has now put themselves in a position where these last 4 games of the season, these 2 this weekend, are of extreme importance. But the best thing about all that is we control our own destiny. We don't have to rely upon anybody else to win for us to be able to get the highest seed possible. It's all about what we do.
When you talk about positioning this time of year, do you have to talk to the guys about, taking things one game at a time or not scoreboard watching, even though you do control your own destiny? Or do you feel like they're pretty, locked in on Thursday and, then they will worry about Saturday after that?
We've got a great group. And I think one of the things that has enabled us to get to this point has been our ability to stay in the moment and focus on what's important now. We always use the phrase, the acronym WIN, what's important now. And what's important now is our preparation for Thursday night in the game Thursday. And that's it. That's all we see right now.
And then you mentioned it, senior day on Thursday. Just, it's special, of course, for those three guys. But as a coach, you've watched them grow. You've watched them turn into better basketball players over the last few years. What's it like for you to send these guys off for their last home regular season game?
It's a great question, and it's always difficult. It's bittersweet. You're happy for them and what they've accomplished. Matthew Wilson and C.J. Rollins decided to come back for their fifth year, COVID year. CJ's graduated. Matthew delayed his student teaching so he could play and not interfere with basketball. So what those guys have done to help us build the foundation of our program. And then finally, Braden Boyer, who's been here for all 4 years of his career and 3 years with us. Great young man, tremendous student, great student athlete in a position to graduate with his degree this spring. And so, you get attached to all three, to all your seniors. And it's really hard to let them go. It's emotional. That day kind of signals the end of it in regards to my opportunity to coach them. But with that being said, you couldn't be happier for them and what they've achieved and their next chapter, their next step in their lives. And so it's an exciting day, that's for sure.
And then, of course, after all those emotions and festivities, there's a game to be played. Just starting off on Thursday, you haven't played them yet this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. So just what challenges will they present to you on Thursday?
Angelo State's one of the most talented teams in our league. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, they're athletic. Their guard play is phenomenal. They really do a good job of playing off the bounce and getting in the paint. It's going to be extremely important for us to keep them out of paint and force the next pass. Hopefully, if we can do that and make them earn and not give them any easy opportunities, or at least minimize those easy opportunities, we can have an opportunity to compete with them.
And then, just going back to Saturday, like you said, you chasing the scoreboard a little bit. What's the mentality Thursday to just getting off to a quicker start? That really hasn't been, an issue for you guys this year. But, just coming off Saturday, how do you just rebound and start a bit faster?
Well, I really feel like, Jacob, the fact that we hadn't played for 2 weeks, even though we played on Thursday night, those back-to-back games on the road are really tough. That's a very difficult turnaround. It's difficult emotionally. It's difficult physically. It's difficult from a preparation standpoint. And I'm not making excuses for our team, but I think we came into the game. We had a couple calls go against us. We missed a few very open shots. They knocked down a couple tough shots. And the next thing you know, you're coming down and you're trying to run offense and get that, 6-point, 8-point, 10-point shot. And obviously that doesn't exist. So our whole mentality has been possession by possession, possession by possession. It's not only about staying in the moment for being focused on Thursday night and our preparation leading up to that, but it's staying in the moment of each possession and playing each possession with great urgency and a level of high execution. And so that's where we'll be. I really believe our team will do a good job with that as we come into this week. Having a chance to play last week was big for us, and then to be able to come home and play.
At this point, do you feel like, that you got some tired legs just because all you've done is travel the last month, or are they a bit fresher because you have only played 2 games in the last 2 weeks? It's kind of, it seems like it could be a little of both.
No, great question again. No, I tell you, our team is very fresh right now. We're very rested. The fact that we didn't play, we did some things that we haven't done in the past during this period of time. You're in the heat of a conference race right now, but we were able to have 2 different periods that we took consecutive days off during that 2-week time that we were out without playing games. And so I feel like our team is very fresh physically, but even more importantly, Jacob, we're fresh mentally. You can see that gleam in our eye, that bounce in our step.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. I think that's all I got for you today.
We appreciate you guys. Thanks again.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck on Thursday and Saturday, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Take care. Have a great day.
Thanks, Coach. See you in a little bit, Justin.